Finally, I got Brett Osmond. He is the 2022 Super Street Champion. Brett, how's it feel?
Feels pretty good. Yeah.
How's your last couple weeks been since winning the championship? Have you guys had a lot of prep to do for the 100-lapper?
No, we really just did an oil change and nut and bolted it. It's kind of going the same way it did last race, stable, but we're a little tight today, so we're going to see how it goes in heat race and go from there.
Yeah, she was on rails for the final feature. You and Maddie Beers were certainly the class of the field, but today, haven't seen you in the top 3 in the practice yet, but practice doesn't really mean anything, does it?
Yeah, we don't really care about practice times, but we're just here to make it handle good and see what we can do in a long run. It's my first race that's over 50 laps, so I got a lot of learning to do today.
Yeah, well, it was a while to get you in an interview just now because the Super Street meeting at the Tech Shack took a long time. Did they talk about anything new? What was going on there?
No, it just took a while to do the draw.
Okay.
That's about it.
How'd you do drawing?
I'm starting first in the third heat.
So we got 3 heats of Supers.
Yeah, 3 heats of 7.
And you got first in the third heat. Not too bad.
Yeah, that's decent.
Yeah. All right. Well, Brett, we wish you good luck today.
Thank you.
All right, James Osmond, you got your hands full of wrenches. What's going on with the 55 car?
I just can't get it stable, but it's also the first time I've driven it, and it's the first time it's actually run right. It has a lot of power and no bite, so just playing with it, see if we can get something out of it.
So what's up with Derek Barker? How come he didn't run the 100-lapper?
Derek's been talking about me driving it all season just because he couldn't get a handle on it either, and his kids are sick, so he's not even here today. So hope they're better and hope he's better and do the best I can for him. So we'll see. Hopefully I can get out there and rub doors with Brett a little bit.
Yeah, that's what it's
Maybe.
all about.
I'm going to try. I'd like to. I've never raced with him before, really, so I'm hoping we can at least see each other out there.
All right, so were you the 2021 Super Champion or Strictly Street Champion?
Yeah, Super Street in that car, yeah, and I ended up winning this race last year, so if that car can do it again, him in it, that would be pretty cool. So.
Yeah, that's cool. Osmond, father-son, winning back-to-back Super Street Championships and going out there in the 100-lapper. We wish you guys luck today.
Thank you.
All right, Bubba, I wasn't necessarily going to interview you, but we were walking by and I saw you spit shine in the car again. It seemed like last time I interviewed you, you guys had the glass cleaner going all over the car. So you guys just always keeping this thing nice and tidy?
No, just rubbing some of the numbers off, that's all, cleaning, so don't get messed up on what's on there, what's not.
Oh, okay. Well, Bubba, how you feeling today for the 100?
Not too bad, not the quickest, but that's okay. This thing seems to stay pretty consistent, not the fastest, but we're all right.
You like these kind of races?
Yeah, I've done well in these 100-lappers, yeah.
We had 2 of them last year with the North versus South shootout type of thing. How'd you do in those?
Second at Beechridge and third here.
And then you won overall because you were the most consistent, right?
Yep, highest finisher.
All right, so hey, he's got a second and a third in these 100-lappers, and it'd be pretty cool to have a first and just have the whole top 3 there.
Yeah, we'll take it.
All right, Bubba, good luck today.
Thank you.
All right, we got Nicole Benincasa, your rookie Super Street year. So you didn't have a chance to partake in the 100-lappers that we had last year. So this is your first 100-lap race. You got to be pretty nervous or excited.
I mean, a little bit of both. I think I'm more nervous for the amount of time we'll be spending in the cars, but a lot of seat time, that's all I can say. But I know it's going to be aggressive, but we signed up for it, so.
Yeah, did you miss any races this year? I couldn't recall.
Yes, we missed our last spotlight feature. We had pretty damaged front clip, so couldn't make it for that.
Gotcha. Well, how are you feeling in practice today?
Car's a little bit iffy. We're kind of going back and forth between tight and loose, so seems pretty upset today, but we're hoping for a miracle or something for the heat race, and hoping our line just moves and we can move with it. But
well, which line are you in? The preferred or the unpreferred?
The preferred. We have Brett and we have the 03 in front of us, and they were fast in practice, so we got a good line.
So you're in the third heat then, right? Because Brett told us he drew pole for that, so you're on the bottom with them?
Yes, I'm on the bottom, P3, last heat.
All right, good luck out there.
Thank you.
And fancy seeing you here, Mo. Is it the first time you're racing here this year?
Yeah, it's the first time I've been in the car in almost 4 years.
What's up with that? Where you been?
I've been here, just not with a car. I fielded it for my buddy Dan there for a couple of years, but I figured it was time for me to get back out there.
Well, you were always fast back in the day and looking pretty fast out there in practice. Second fastest the last 2 rounds.
Yeah, from yesterday to today was a big difference. So we went home last night, rescaled it, and threw something at it, and we was in the right direction.
You like these 100-lappers, or Would you would you prefer a Saturday night show?
No, I like the big races. I've always done well with extra races. You don't miss the first 20. You got 80 more to make it up. So we're looking forward to it.
All right, can we expect you a few more times next year? Now, if this thing stays in one piece, we'd love to see you on a regular basis.
Oh, absolutely. My plan is I want to do this and Strictly's next year if I can make it happen.
Okay, look forward to it. Thanks, Mo.
No problem. Thank you.
All right, Matty Beers, so close on that championship, but now we're hitting the reset button and just focusing on the 100-lapper today. I see you changed the body up a little bit. You finding any more speed?
Yeah, we found a little bit of driver comfort, I guess, which is huge in these kinds of races. Haven't really seen a ton of speed, but with the new tires and everything, it seems to be driving pretty decent.
Oh yeah. Oh, you guys get to have 4 brand new ones all the way around. First time you've had that this year?
Yeah, besides opening day, kind of makes you feel like Superman out there for once, instead of sliding around and everything.
It makes you feel overconfident. You have to talk yourself back down, right?
Yeah, you feel like you made some huge adjustments that work real good, and come second practice, the adjustment's gone and you're back to normal. But definitely seems all right. Definitely seems like it's got a good pace to it. So looking forward to see what we got for the 100.
Yeah. Top 5 in the last couple rounds of practice, looking pretty stout. So you did the 200 lappers last year, right?
Yes.
Both of those. How'd those work out for you?
Yeah, good. Beach Ridge one, I finished 5th and ran up front the whole race. Last year at the 100 lapper here, we got wrecked in the heat race. Kind of patched it back together for the feature time, and couldn't buy an open slot. Got tied up in another wreck, and pretty much ended our day early.
That was a bummer. So certainly looking for redemption here today.
Definitely.
And going back to the championship race, kind of feel heartbreak for you because that looked like the fastest that your car had been all year. You and Brett both just left the field behind, and it's like, why does it have to be tonight? Because that was the fastest that your car had run. I'd never seen you pull away from the pack like that, but just coincidentally, Brett was on the money too.
Yeah, it was quite the race. Didn't know what to expect when we took the green. Everybody single filed out, and I stuck it out on the outside, and it actually turned good. And I was pretty shocked. I was kind of looking for that all season, and it just kind of showed up at the last minute. It wasn't enough to get the championship, but it was enough to learn that we got a good piece for the 100, which pays a little bit more. So, looking forward to it.
All right. We hope you can get a piece of that extra prize money today and have fun out there.
Definitely, thank you.
All right, Mark Lucas, we'll finish it up with you. Trying to squeak out here. They're calling some cars to line up. Are you in the first heat?
I am, first seat, on the pole.
On the pole of the first heat, Mark Lucas. All right, the 72 car. That's not your name on the door. How'd you end up getting behind the wheel of this?
Gentleman Sean Johnson let me drive.
What a nice guy. How come Sean doesn't want to race it?
Well, he figures it's my turn to wreck it. I've already hit the wall today.
Jeez, what happened?
I scuffed the wall in practice with the rear bumper.
You slid? You spun her around?
No, I didn't spin. I just went out and scuffed the wall with it. Just to see how close I could get, I
Some
guess.
people scuff the tires, some people scuff the wall, right?
Yeah, hopefully that's my last run-in with it today.
All right, I hope so too. Hey, on another note, I saw your karaoke skills on Facebook the other day. How did that go for you?
Not very good. Not very good. I'm not much of a singer.
Where was that at? Where was the party happening?
The Gardner Eagles Club.
Looked like a good time. Wish I was there.
Well, maybe next time.
All right, Mark Lucas, have fun today.
All right, thank you.
The drivers are ready. The crew is ready. We hope you're ready too. It's race time at Wiscasset Speedway. Get settled in, folks. The show starts now.
Hey, shake and bake, Cal. Woo! Shake and bake!
And with that, a good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back home to Wiscasset Speedway on this sunny, blustery, late summer afternoon, early fall afternoon, that is, here at Maine's biggest and fastest. We want to welcome you here for Group 1 Championship Day, highlighted by the Ward & Son Construction 100. We want to thank the good folks at Lyman Morse Boat Builders from Thomaston and Camden for bringing you today's race program, as we will wrap up the remaining championships here in Group 1. And just got the word from Race Control, lineup and transponders good. First of 3 heat races for our Super Streets today. This is an open comp for these guys, so they drew for starting positions. Mark Lucas is at the point in the number 72 out of Harpswell. Then we've got Mike Wallace out of Wiscasset in the 35. James Osmond driving car number 55 today. He is last year's winner of this race and defending Super Street champion. Then comes Adam Chadbourne in the number 21. Noah Haggett is in the number 54. Darren Ripley is in car number 09. And Bill Pinkham in the number 24 will fill out the field here for heat number 1. Pace car ready to take the turn in, and I'm going to turn things over to my partner in crime, Nick Huff.
Let's go racing for the Super Street qualifiers. And these are a little bit of extra distance as well. 12 laps for the Super Street qualifying heats. And that is the 72 of Mark Lucas racing the car for Sean Johnson. And Mike Wallace having a pretty good run so far. That's some of the best laps that we've seen from him all season in the 35, keeping up with Mark Lucas. Double file behind them for third. Adam Chadbourne, our modified champion in the 21 car. Pushing cushion up in the high groove, now working on Mike Wallace. And Chadbourne's going to take it. Our weekly modified champion, Adam Chadbourne, in that 21 car, up to second, now gives chase to Mr. Lucas. And Darren Ripley in the 09 works his way up to third. Mike Wallace back to fourth. Noah Haggett, his first appearance of the year, rounding out the top 5 in the 54. We've got a lot of new faces on the premises to make their go at it in the Super Street 100 today. A stout field of supers halfway for heat number 1. James Osmond heads pit side in the 55, racing for Derek Barker. Lucas still holding off Chadbourne. Chadbourne closing in ever so slightly. And Ripley's closing in as well. Just about nose to tail, but Ripley had a bad corner 2 exit and he'll lose a car length on him. Chadbourne makes a go at the high side. He better make it work, or Darren Ripley's going to be right there to fill the inside line and keep him hung out there. Mark Lucas in the 72 still holding him off. Noah Haggett has made his way to fourth. They are side by side for the top spot now. Coming to the 2 to go. Lucas and Chadbourne. A dead heat for the lead. Chadbourne struggling on the high side. He's looking to fall back in single file and pick up the draft. Darren Ripley was not right there to capitalize, and he'll still remain third, single file. White flag in hand for Mark Lucas. Noah Haggett's making a go of it. Gives a slight tap to Ripley, looking for that inside line to open up. Chadbourne makes one last effort going into 3 to the high side. We've got a barn burner coming to the line. It looks like it's going to be Mark Lucas. But again, we're going to have some amount of a redraw, as Ken mentioned. It could be the first 2 cars getting inverted, or it could be the top 10 cars getting inverted. Here we go with heat number 2, and Matty Beers starts to pull away. And Bubba Pelton wasting no time to disconnect himself from the rest of the pack. He'll set his sights on Beers in the 11. Pelton up to second in the 27. Tire to tire for third place. Jason Oakes continues up the inside line, and Mike St. Pierre is going to find that opening to get to the bottom. Single file for the top 5. Josh St. Clair still looking for some speed in the 23X, working the high line around the 77 of John Brill now. Brill continues to fend him off, holding down the top 5 spot. At the moment, St. Clair is the only one on the high groove. As Pelton is unable to reel in Matty Beers. Beers in the 11. Continues to pull away, and he'll see the halfway flags this time. Josh St. Clair goes around. Not sure if he had any help there. Oh, we've got the gentleman's rule. Gentleman tap on the roof by Nick Morton. Matty Beers, stout again. Pulls away from Bubba Pelton. Pelton will file in single file as Jason Oakes was not able to bring it up tight. And they will resume where they left off. St. Clair, once again, the only one on the top side, still working on John Brill in the 77. Matt Beers with 16.5 second lap times. Looking strong tonight in the 11. Bubba Pelton only able to click off a 16.7, as well as Jason Oakes running 16.7. They are 2/10 off of Matty Beers' blistering pace. Two-tenths of a second off of Matty Beers' blistering pace. He'll see the white flag this time. They still remain the same in the top 5. John Brill able to fend off the charge from Josh St. Clair. White flag waves. Over qualifier number 2. It's Matty Beers, Bubba Pelton, Jason Oakes, and John Brill looking to make one last-ditch effort to the inside of Pierre for 4th. Oh, that was a close one.
But we're ready to go here with Heat 3.
And so far, it's been Mark Lucas and Matty Beers picking up the heats. Who's going to be the winner of qualifier number 3? Brett Osmond starts to pull away from David Greenleaf. And Mo Young trying to keep that inside line filled. Mo Young in the 03 pulls it up wheel to wheel with David Greenleaf for that second spot. Up tight in the 85, it's Kenny Harrison. Mo Young's going to complete the pass. Harrison's going to keep David Greenleaf at bay in the 58 up to the top side as Harrison looks to take 3rd in the 85. And he will do it. Those two looking pretty stout in 2nd and 3rd, setting their sights on that comfortable lead that Brett Osmond has been able to gather up. Brett Osmond turning 16.5, ladies and gentlemen. 16.5 for Brett Osmond, and Mo Young's only been able to turn a 16.8. Oh, 16.7 that time for Mo Young, but still two-tenths of a second off the pace of Brett Osmond. We're going to see the halfway flags this time. Six laps in the books, 6 left to go, and Brett Osmond is in a different area code this evening, folks, with a comfortable half a straightaway lead on Mo Young. Kenny Harrison still keeping the 03 honest. Just about bumper to bumper for second and third. David Greenleaf holding down the fourth spot as Nicole Benincasa rounds out the top 5. Very uncharacteristic in the back of the pack from the 5 of Dominic Currett and the 00 of PJ Merrill. They are usually some front runners. Not looking very strong in the early running, but I'm sure they'll get things figured out with a long distance 100 lapper today. 2 laps left for the 2022 champion. Brett Osmond putting on a clinic in qualifier number 3. Bumper to bumper as Harrison takes a peek to the outside going into 3, but doesn't look that good. He'll file back in single file and clip the curb a little bit coming out of turn 4. White flag in hand. Mo Young trying to fend off Harrison. Harrison gives him a love tap coming into the backstretch. One more look to the outside, and it's going to definitely be Brett Osmond and Mo Young.
Brett Osmond and Matty Beers, the top 2 in the division during the season, will get this one started. Pace car is in. Green flag is out. Underway and down the back chute to turn 3 and 4. Osmond and Beers remain side by side, wheel to wheel. Matty Beers takes a wide swing into turn 1, and that pays off. The 11 car into the lead, down the back chute to turn 3. Matt Beers in charge now. Osmond second. Adam Chadbourne third. Morris Young fourth. Bubba Pelton working the outside. No stranger out there in the 27. He made his money out there in the outside lane a lot this year. .100 green flag laps. They got to make it work on this one set of tires. Nick, I know you had a chance to talk to a lot of the drivers today early on who sounded like they were most confident on what will be happening today.
They never act very confident, Ken. They don't want to show their cards. And they know that practice doesn't mean a whole lot when you only go out there for a few laps at a time and it's a big 100 lapper. And one of them that I'm looking at is Mark Lucas. That guy is just tiptoeing around there. I think he thinks that this is going to be a bit of a wreck fest possibly. And I think he thinks he's going to have plenty of cautions to his opportunity. He's going to try and save those tires and take advantage of that back to the front challenge.
Yeah, he's a smart guy. He's been around this game for a long time. He knows you got to save the stuff in the second half, so don't be surprised to see him kind of lay back early, but find himself up in the running toward the end of this race. Matt Beers and Brett Osmond setting the pace now. Adam Chadbourne third. Chadbourne racing once again for Tom Young. Morris Young, 7-time champion, running in the 4th position. Bubba Pelton is now up to 5th. Side by side for 6. Kenny Harrison takes the spot away from the number 11 of Jason Oakes. Oakes will settle it down behind him in 7th. Noah Haggett, nice job out of the rookie in the 54. Now Brett Osmond getting racy up front, and the number 05 pulls up alongside Matty Beers for the lead. Car's getting a little out of shape mid-pack. Darren Ripley in the 09 got a little sideways. Osmond gives up on that run to the low side, high side. Now sticks a nose underneath as they get to turn 3. Has just enough underneath the 11. Beers still with that spot. But Osmond's got the preferred lane on the low side. One car on the move is that 85 of Kenny Harrison. He started back in 9th. He's looking to crack the top 5, putting the pressure on Bubba Pelton for 5th. Matty Beers finally able to make that outside work. Still holding off Brett Osmond. 57 100ths of a second at the line that time. Harrison able to get underneath Bubba Pelton. Harrison in the 85, Pelton in the 27. Things starting to stack up around that 21 of Adam Chadbourne. Pelton able to race around Morris Young. Put the 27 car into the 4th position. Morris Young now 5th. Kenny Harrison pulling up beside him to try to crack the top 5. The race leader almost a straightaway from the 72 of Mark Lucas. If he's saving something, he's going to have to start using it pretty soon. Bubba Pelton. Watch that 27 car on the outside of Adam Chadbourne. Put Pelton up into 3rd. Your top 3 drivers in the division hold the top 3 positions in this race. Kenny Harrison looking for racing room under Adam Chadbourne. The 21 and the 85. Lot of jockeying for position back through the middle of the field. Josh St. Clair sneaking by David Greenleaf. Greenleaf actually starting to slip back through the field a little bit in the 58. Watch that battle now for 4th position. The 21 of Chadbourne. The 03 of Morris Young getting sideways. Kenny Harrison in there as well. Harrison in the 85. 3 cars racing for 4th position. John Brill, the 77, the first car to tap out. He'll head down pit road. We are almost a quarter of the way through this one. James Osmond passed by his son Brett. $25 down, 75 laps to go. Oh, close call for PJ Merrill in the 00. He got sideways onto the backstretch. Ended up giving a spot over to Noah Haggett in the 45, in the 54. Morris Young in the 03 driving around Adam Chadbourne. That's 13 championships between those 2 drivers. Young now up into the 4th position. Things getting busy from 4th position back. Morris Young, Adam Chadbourne, Noah Haggett now in the picture. 3 wide into turn 3. Kenny Harrison shoots the inside. Haggett on the outside. Chadbourne stuck in the middle. PJ Merrill in the picture as well. Guys able to get that sorted out, man. That was a close call, but we got a spin over in turn number 2. That's Nicole Benincasa. First chance to exhale, and cars running for pit road.
And we're ready to go back green with only 29 laps in the books.
Pace car in, green flag out. We are off and running once again. Brett Osmond and Matty Beers. Beers with a little advantage on the outside. Just like at the initial start of the race, and some contact into turn 3. Osmond still at a nose in there. Brett Osmond, the rookie champion. Another driver looking to put an exclamation point on their championship season and to win this race like his dad did last year. Pelton to third, Harrison to fourth. How about Noah Haggett? Oh, Haggett got sideways in the 54. Just called out his name, and he got sideways out of the turn, running fifth. PJ Merrill able to get position to the low side of the 54. Merrill looking to crack the top 5 for the first time. He started way back in 18th. PJ Merrill in the top 5. Started 18th. He's raced his way into the top 5. Haggett 6th. Chadbourne 7th. Kenny Harrison in the 85 car. Couple of veterans going at it for the third spot. Harrison and Pelton side by side. Harrison's got that spot to himself now. Pelton settles it into fourth, right behind him. Merrill is fifth. Noah Haggett, 6th. 21 of Adam Chadbourne runs 7th. David Greenleaf, 8th. Nick Morton, 9th. And Josh St. Clair in the 23, filling out your top 10 at this moment. .38 complete this time by the line for Brett Osmond. Osmond, a 2-time winner this season in regular weekly points competition. This time by to be 40 laps complete. Matty Beers in position to pick up the $100 bonus for the highest finishing driver that ran both races last year. Nicole Benincasa able to get by Mark Lucas. Lucas has to gather it back up. Now gets passed by Mike St. Pierre. The race not going the way Mark Lucas had figured it out. He's caught on the outside and falling quickly. Mark driving a car that was run a couple times this year by Sean Johnson. The car owned by Rob Chandler. Front 5 looks solid. Actually, your top 10 all look pretty solid. No pressure from any of those drivers. Again, it's all about saving your stuff. Who's going to have tires for the second half of the race? That late day sun right in the driver's eyes as they work their way into turn 2. And Brett Osmond starting to close in on some lap traffic. There goes Morris Young down pit road, the 7-time champ. This may be it for him. Kenny Harrison starting to put the pressure on Matty Beers for second. Harrison underneath the 11. Matt Beers drifts up wide. Harrison evens it up onto the front stretch. Beers still by 25 100ths. This time by halfway. 50 laps down, 50 laps to go for Brett Osmond. Kenny Harrison has managed to wrestle second away from Matty Beers. Bubba Pelton in the 27 car. He's been right there in fourth for much of this race. Same with PJ Merrill. He made up a lot of ground in the early going. He runs in fifth. Can't say enough about the young man in the 54, Noah Haggett, in just his third Super Street race. Haggett runs in sixth, all alone and unpressured. Here goes Brett Osmond in the 05. That's his old man, James Osmond, in the 55. Give Dad a wave on the way by. Now Brett's going to have to start worrying about this lap traffic up ahead that's running double wide. Dom Curd in the 5 and Mike Wallace in the 35. Matty Beers now starting to fade a bit. Beers now in danger of dropping out of the top 3 as Bubba Pelton is pulled up alongside. Trouble on the front stretch for Mark Lucas.
You just never know what you're going to get with 100-lap long-distance races. We got PJ Merrill in the top 5, and he was fighting for last place in his heat race. Lots of different strategies can certainly come into play for long-distance races. And Kenny Harrison almost loses it out of turn 2, loses ground on Osmond. Sideways out of that corner last time around, and now they're ganging up on the back of the 85. Here comes Bubba Pelton. We got a spin mid-pack. David Greenleaf gets tagged, and this is the big one. Oh, we've got the big one there, Ken. Top of turn 3. David Greenleaf went around to instigate it and just could not get out of the way of oncoming traffic.
Yeah, a couple cars just stopping to avoid hitting it, but Nick Morton's up there. Greenleaf, as you said, Dom Curd in the 5, the 24 of Bill Pinkham. It looks like there's the 15 of Mike St. Pierre. He took a little damage on that. Greenleaf's got some damage. Currett.
David Greenleaf, I think he also took equally as much damage as Nicole. He hasn't returned.
And Nick Morton out of the race as well. Here we go. Green flag is out. Now the sun is down behind the trees, and we're ready to go at it. A little slow on the outside. Dom Currick gets some help through the corner by Jason Oakes. And back in charge is the 05 of Brett Osmond. Problem for Noah Haggett in the 54. He is off the pace and slowing down. Haggett had a really good run going today, was running up right around the top 5-6 positions in just his third Super Street race. Three cautions have slowed the action. Will make it 60 laps complete by the line. Front four are out solid. Side-by-side race for fifth now. Chadbourne. And the 35 of Mike Wallace. Chadbourne regains that spot in the 21. Can't say enough about PJ Maryland. That 00 started back in 18th and now looking to get a bite out of the top three now with Bubba Pelton just ahead of him. Some good side-by-side racing back in the field a little bit between Josh St. Clair and the 11 of Jason Oakes. That's back there for the 8th and 9th position. Matty Beers trying to get back up toward the front. Beers had given up his 4th position to make adjustments on his car number 11. Right now he's caught in behind that pair racing door to door. Noah Haggett back up on the track. Haggett may have had a tire going down or something, but he finds himself a few laps down. Actually, 5 laps down when he comes back on the track. Good job out of Mike Wallace in that 35 car. He's back there running in 6th, just ahead of Bill Pinkham. He's had definitely a struggle of a season. Keeping an eye on that 27 of Bubba Pelton. That car definitely free up off the corner. PJ Merrill trying to get some striking distance. Now Mike Wallace kicked out of line in the 35. He's going to get freight trained by the 24 and the 11. Matty Beers still trying to pick his way back up to the front. Brett Osmond has been in charge of this one right from the get-go. He has led the first 69 laps, and he'll lead lap 70. And he really doesn't sound like he's really pushing it at all either in that 05. Beers has now raced his way back up into 6th. He may be the fastest one on the track right now. But he is still almost a half a track behind Brett Osmond. Closest battle to keep an eye on is the one for 3rd. Bubba Pelton in the 27. PJ Merrill in the 00. Field getting spread out here as we hit the 3/4 mark next time around. Osmond able to get by Mark Lucas, who was set to start this race in third, but took the back to the front challenge. And unless something miraculous happens, it won't happen for him. Lucas running in 13th right now. He is 5 laps down, or check that, 3 laps down is the number 72. Matt Mears still picking his way toward the front. Able to get by some cars, but he has not eaten into the lead enjoyed by Brett Osmond. Beers about 7.5 seconds behind the race leader. Third place starting to heat up a little bit. Pelton's got it, but Merrill is right there in the 00 to pressure. Merrill takes a look to the inside. Pelton tries to shut the door. Close call for that third place run of the 27 of Bubba Pelton. Again, Merrill putting the pressure on Pelton in the 27. They'll pick their way by that lap car of James Osmond, so Merrill's going to have to hold back and wait for another shot. Pelton trying to back up the corner, but gets out of shape. Hit the curb and got out of shape. PJ Merrill. And here comes Pelton to give it back on the inside. Runs him up wide on the backstretch. PJ Merrill and Bubba Pelton trying to go after that third and final spot in victory lane. Merrill's got that, or check that. Pelton has that spot last time by just 0.02 of a second. And he'll settle back behind the 27 and reload for another try. Inside the final 14 laps. Pelton now starting to pull away a little bit from the 00. Not sure if that contact actually messed up the handling a little bit for PJ Merrill. Can Brett Osmond go wire to wire to take the $1,500 first place prize? This time by 10 laps to go for Brett Osmond. Mike Wallace moves up to let the leader through. Next one in the sights will be Josh St. Clair in the 23. St. Clair, 9th place, the last car in the lead lap. And looks like third place has finally settled down a little bit. Not sure if that contact ended up messing up the handling on PJ Merrill, but he now sets his sights on holding on to fourth as Matt Beers letting it all go there on trying to chase down the 00. A good bunch of lap cars up ahead of Brett Osmond here in the closing laps. Kenny Harrison will keep it close enough so that if Osmond runs into any trouble, Josh St. Clair will move to the side. They're racing side by side up ahead, and there are 5 laps to go. Things will start to tighten up a little bit as Osmond is caught behind cars racing side by side. Only one of those drivers, actually 2 of those drivers are several laps down. Haggett pulls out of the way. Good job from the kid in the 54. Brett Osmond patiently picking his way through that lap traffic. Harrison keeps him within half a straightaway. And we've got 2 laps to go next time by the stripe. 2 laps to go on the 05 of Brett Osmond. Harrison has closed it in within 1.1 second. White flag and 1 to go. Harrison starting to close in. It's down to 0.7 of a second on the final lap. It's down to a car length and a half. Down to 1 car length. Checkered flag in the air. Brett Osmond will take the win. Well, that certainly made things interesting in the closing 2 laps. And what a season for this rookie. Became the first rookie to win the Super Street title. And talk about an exclamation point. Kevin Douglas did it in the Pro Stocks, and this young man right here, his father won the division and this race last year. Brett wins the division and this race this year. And his sponsor and dad are the first ones there to congratulate him at the car side. Let's send things trackside once again. Nick Hoff's got your top 3.
That's right, folks. It's been a great night. And let him hear it one more time for the final event of the evening, Brett Osmond. Brett Osmond, holy cow. You really came into your prime late in the season. You guys really struck on something, winning the championship, the final event of the year, and now the 100-lapper. It's got to be having you up on cloud 9 right now.
Yeah, it's been a good couple races we've had. It took us way too long to figure it out, but I'm glad we did.
And I believe you led every single lap of that race. You led every single lap. Just amazing that you hadn't done a long-distance race like this before. And did the tires change much from the beginning to the end? You've never run that long of a distance on a fresh set of rubber like that?
The car stayed the same the whole race, honestly. We were lacking bite off the whole time, but I was able to just make it work. It seemed when I wasn't pushing it, I was faster, so that's what I stayed to.
And then lap traffic must have had you a little bit nervous right there at the end. Kenny was trying to capitalize on it.
Yeah, I tried going around him, and it didn't really work. But, yeah, luckily we were able to hang on.
All right, Brett, who do you got to thank for sponsors on the 05 machine?
First of all, I got to thank Warren Sons Construction, Coastal Race Fabrication, Laid Back Lumber, Wicked Cornhole, Kale Tire, RawDaddy.com, Pro Concrete, and Red Zeets.
All right, Brett Osmond, one more time, ladies and gentlemen. What a late season run for the year for that young man. That's right. Kenny Harrison, folks. Give him a round of applause for the runner-up finish. And Kenny, you were trying to capitalize on that lap traffic. Definitely made it exciting there in the last couple laps.
Yeah, Brett was, I think at one point there, it seemed like we were just running the same lap times. I'd gain a half a car getting in, he'd take me half a car getting out. And I've had good, clean restarts with him. This car, we've struggled with it, with the oxygen with it, as a lot of people know, and we're terrible up there and been doing a lot of work with it. This is actually the best this car's ever gone down here with me in it. And I couldn't, that's a work. 100 laps is long for this old fella here. But I got to thank my sponsors. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't these guys. Lynn Spring Service, Troy Morse, Trucking, Curtis Loniaki, Ken and Roxy Fowley. Ken and Roxy have been with me for almost 30 years in racing. That right there is pretty good. I can't thank them enough. Michael, he kind of owns this thing. This was his championship car, so I can thank him. My son-in-law Ethan, Mike. I got my brand new grandbaby to show up today. He's about 10 days old. I got to thank Pete, my time man. My wife for letting me do this. If it wasn't for her letting me do this, and I don't know what would happen, but probably wouldn't be good. So yeah, I just want to thank everybody. My mother and father, they're up. My mother's up the West Forks watching on Racing America. I appreciate those guys you guys do a great job. I love it, and she loves it too because she's 2.5 hours away. Thank you. So thank you, Mom. Wyatt, that's about it. I don't know who else. My brother, Great Ghost Construction, and Burners, B&D Burner Services, and Dana Wallace for Trash Guys. That's it. Thank you.
All right, Kenny Harrison, what a run. Second place honors in the Super Street 100. And then Bubba Pelton, you've been in third in this race before. But hey, the exciting part was that battle with you and PJ Merrill. That had to be fun.
Yeah, you got to tell that guy there's two grooves. There's an outside and the bottom groove, not the infield. That's not where you pass.
Well, you guys did a few crossover moves, and I know the fans loved it.
Yeah, it worked out good. We didn't have to take no extra action.
Did you kick it, turn up the wick a little bit there? Because after you passed him back, you just drove away.
No, I don't know. Seemed to work all right. It kept going. Just want to get going.
All right, well, you got a third and a second in these races last year and another third here. Who do you got to thank on your podium runs in the 100s?
I got to thank the Davis Erector Group again and Zach Ow. Who else? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. My best friend Kenny. I don't think we've ever finished second, third, or top three. Yeah.
Give me a hug. Best buddy we grew up together.
We grew up together, and I don't get to race with him much because he was up here and I was elsewhere.
This is actually the first time we've been victim together.
Yeah, I think it's the first time. Yeah. I let you.
No, you didn't.
No, all the help, my wife, daughters, they come every week. My nephew Noah, Timmy, wasn't here for some of them, but he shows up when he can. He's got stuff to do. Dave, he's not here this week, but all the help, and I do a lot of it at my house by myself because I don't have a big crew, but I appreciate their help at the track. That's where I need it. And I never get to thank the sponsor of this place, I always forget, but Ward and Sons. Last year they did this. Again, they did it this year. I appreciate them guys sponsoring it.
And Ken mentioned that you unofficially should be picking up a little bonus money for being the highest finisher that was in both those races last year.
Oh, yeah. They said something to me, but I didn't let it sink in because I didn't think I'd be up this far. But, yeah, I got to thank them for doing that.
All right, nice run, Bubba. Give him one more round of applause in the top three for the Ward & Sons Construction 100. And what a year for Brett Osmond, ladies and gentlemen. We hope you join us back here, same time, same place, 3 o'clock next Saturday at Wiscasset Speedway. Ken, why don't you take us home?
All right, thank you very much, Nick, and thank you to our entire crew here at Wiscasset Speedway. The season is winding down, as Nick said, 3 o'clock start time next Saturday. All the details will be on our website, wiscassetspeedway.com. And you'll find official finishes from this race and all the other action today, updated point standings, and more. So on behalf of Richard and Vanessa Jordan and the entire staff here at Wiscasset Speedway, have a great rest of your weekend. Stay warm. We'll see you next time. Good night.